let's design an experiment to test this ad's claim down here, that wearing this weird looking hat is going to make hair regrow in 30 days. So when you're designing an experiment, I mean, I'm assuming you've all done something like this in science class before. It's really no different than what you've done before. So I've gone ahead and kind of divided this down into steps, some things that we'll be looking for in our class. Although, like I said, I think you've probably designed plenty of experiments in your education so far. So step one, we're going to say state the objective and identify the population. So objective is just a fancy way to say what's the purpose of your experiment. And then remember, population is what's the group of people you're looking at studying. So I've gone ahead and, oops, let's go ahead and play that again. So I've gone ahead and done that part already. I'm going to say my objective is, well, what's my purpose? Let's figure out if this hat actually makes your hair grow or regrow. My population, I'll say, is probably going to be consisting of all bald people or all people that are losing their hair. Alright, in step 2, we want to describe our experimental and control groups. And again, you've probably heard these words in your science class before. So our control group is going to be the group that does not get the treatment, in this case does not wear the hat, and the experimental group will. And so, again, to stick with the claims of this ad, I'm going to make sure my experimental group also wears the hat for 10 minutes a day for 30 days, because that's, again, what the ad is claiming. So there's going to be my two groups, no hat and hat group for the experimental group. Alright, and so as our last step of this, let's go ahead and describe potentially what this experiment would look like. So I decided I don't feel like writing all this out, so I'm going to describe it here verbally. If you want to see what I wrote down, again, you can check my notes online. But I'm thinking the sample procedure would probably go something like this. We'd want to make two random groups. So we would randomly assign people, maybe 50 people to the control group, maybe 50 people to the experimental group, but those would have to definitely be done randomly. I'd probably also want to either take some pictures or do some kind of measurement to see what kind of baldness or level of hair thinning each of those people are beginning with. Okay, so that's where I'd start. Next thing I'd do is I'd go ahead and run the experiment. So my control group wouldn't do anything. They would just kind of go ahead and exist for 30 days. Versus my experimental group, which is going to follow the ad's claim, they're going to wear this hat for 10 minutes a day for 30 days. Okay. At the end of this, after 30 days, I'm going to have both groups come in and I'm going to either take another set of photos of each of these individuals or whatever measurement I use to measure hair growth or baldness level between the two groups and compare my results. If the experimental group showed signs of hair regrowth, I'd say, and the control group did not, I'd say that there's definitely something going on. Something has caused that experimental group to regrow their hair, and the only thing we changed was wearing the hat. If, however, there was no hair regrowth, which I would probably assume, I'd say that there was no change, the hat had no effect, the control group and the experimental group both had the same levels of baldness, no one regrew hair, and then I'd probably go ahead and find out how to get my money back for this hat or these hats I bought. Okay, so I'd say probably something like that. You can summarize that or write that down, but something along those lines would probably be a great way to run this experiment to test this claim.